The Cal State Bakersfield community mourns the loss of a campus advisor. A deadly crash in Shafter results in an alleged DUI arrest. And people living with Parkinson's disease find a new treatment in a karate dojo. This is 17 News at noon.
Good afternoon, and thanks for joining us. I'm Maddie Jansen. And we begin with an update on a deadly crash that happened this morning in the Shafter area. It left one person dead and another under arrest. We'll get to that story in just a moment. In the meantime, it is an emotional day at Cal State Bakersfield as they remember a beloved advisor who died during childbirth.
Every one of you are here today because she has touched your lives in a particular way.
A young mother lost before she ever got to meet her baby girl. Sarah Osteen MacArthur will be remembered for lots of reasons. Her fun-loving spirit, her smile, and the pranks that she pulled on coworkers and friends. Sarah was an academic advisor in the School of Social Sciences and Education. Her husband, Marshall, is the Outdoor Adventures Coordinator at the Student Recreation Center. Both transplants to Bakersfield. They found their family among their colleagues.
I don't think I ever really told her how much I appreciated just what a light she was in all of our lives. And, you know, you're our family. We love you forever. And anything you need, we're here for you forever.
The MacArthur family started a GoFundMe page to help pay for funeral costs and supplies for baby Margaret and new dad Marshall. You can find a link to donate on our website, kget.com. One person's dead after a crash in Shafter this morning, and now we've learned the suspected driver is under arrest, accused of felony DUI. The single vehicle rollover wreck happened around 4:20 this morning on Santa Fe Way, just south of Burbank Street. Officers have identified the man they found dead in the wreckage as 22-year-old Rene Daniel Chavez of Shafter. You can see police conducted field sobriety tests on Miguel Pelayo Jr. at the scene, including administering what appeared to be a breathalyzer test. Police are calling Pelayo, who is also 22, from Shafter, the suspected driver. That's because they say he was standing in the proximity of the red pickup truck when they arrived at the scene. National news now. The White House press secretary says nobody, including Republican lawmakers, should be surprised by President Trump's threat to impose across-the-board tariffs on imports from Mexico. Sarah Sanders told reporters that anybody unaware of the new tariffs were a possibility have been, in her words, living under a rock. This is several congressional Republicans, including both Iowa senators and business groups, are criticizing the move.
One of the biggest things they can do is the repatriation of the thousands of people coming from Central America. They can return them back home. They can stop these massive caravans from coming through their country into ours. That would be a very big first step.
Mr. Trump says tariffs will start at 5% beginning June 10th and then continue to rise monthly as high as 25% until Mexico, quote, substantially stops the number of migrants traveling through the country to America. And during a news conference, Mexico's trade negotiator called the president's threat of increased U.S. trade tariffs over the migrant crisis extremely serious. He says if the United States does actually implement the tariff, it would be, quote, something disastrous, though he downplayed the tariff as an actual or a likely possibility. And Wall Street is reacting to those trade threats. Let's take a look at Wall Street right now. And the Dow is down right now about 298 points so far in trading. It started the day down about that much, and we've been watching Wall Street all day. The S&P 500 is down about 32 points. The NASDAQ down 102 points. We will, of course, check your closing numbers from the day on Wall Street coming up tonight on 17 News at 5. More national news now. A Missouri judge issued an order ensuring that the state's only abortion clinic can continue providing service. The ruling was made just hours before the clinic was set to close. The Missouri Department of Health and Senior Services had not renewed the clinic's license, citing concerns with failed abortions, compromised patient safety, and legal violations at the clinic. Agency officials also insisted upon interviewing additional physicians at the clinic as part of an investigation. Planned Parenthood preemptively sued this week to prevent a potential gap in abortion coverage. The fight over the clinic's license comes as lawmakers in conservative states across the country are passing new restrictions that take aim at Roe versus Wade. Well, school lets out today for most Kern County students if they haven't already started their summer break. Kids will have a lot of free time to fill this summer. And parents, there are some free resources that you might not know about. Liz McLaughlin shows us some fun ways for kids to keep learning in the summer months.
Good morning.
As the school year ends, the summer slide begins.
Parents are
thinking about not only what are their kids going to do this summer, but how are they going to retain that knowledge that they gained over the school year.
Studies have found students can lose more than a month of academic learning over the summer break. It's a brain drain parents can minimize by taking advantage of free educational activities.
Microsoft and Apple have programs that people can go and take classes over the summer and also during the year.
Welcome to Today at Apple. Today at Apple is a free program in Apple stores on 60 different topics, ranging from coding to photography. Microsoft offers STEM Saturdays in its retail stores. And Google's CS First online program aims to make it fun for kids to learn how to code.
This is all about doing it through gaming, through cartoons, things that are really easy to process and digest.
Khan Academy and Maker Camp also offer free learning programs online. But not all screen time is created equal. Experts say parents should set summer limits for passive activities such as watching videos. And keep a routine by setting a bedtime for kids and their devices.
Recommending at least an hour before kids go off to bed to turn off those devices, to decompress.
Making the return to school this fall less of a rude awakening. Liz McLaughlin, NBC News.
We're back down your 17 Health Watch this afternoon. Playing violent video games may affect children's behavior around real guns. Researchers from Ohio State studied 220 children who played video games involving gun violence, sword violence, or no violence. Those who played games with some kind of violence were more likely to touch a real but disabled handgun. They also handled the weapon longer and pulled the trigger more times at themselves or others. Experts say gun owners should always safely secure their firearms and reduce children's exposure to violent video games. As people living with Parkinson's disease start having tremors, moving more slowly, and losing balance, it can be frustrating and isolating. But some patients from Illinois are finding the help they need at an unexpected place, a karate dojo. Lauren Petty has the story.
One more. Yeah. Very nice. Kelly Weinschreider was diagnosed with Parkinson's disease at age 29.
I've gone through a lot.
But she's found a new strength through karate.
What we've progressed in a year, I would have never imagined.
Kelly and others in this class worked with neurologists at Rush University Medical Center to see if karate helped their Parkinson's symptoms.
We found that fall frequency actually decreased, which is a really big deal in Parkinson's.
Left hand, Agyuki, rising block.
That's no surprise to John Fonseca, who's been practicing karate since he was 6.
We thought it was just a perfect fit for Parkinson's because all of these students are fighters.
The Parkinson's classes are now available at all 5 Fonseca martial arts studios, and a second expanded study is underway.
There's a focus on coordination on each side of the body and these pattern movements, and then the mindfulness. So all these different things that have been studied separately for people with Parkinson's and have shown good promise, karate kind of brings those together.
Everyone involved says karate is helping more than just their balance, but their confidence too.
My reaction was, no way. There's no way I can do this.
That's what Jill Smith thought until she signed up.
I'm doing things that I thought I wouldn't be able to do, such as kick without falling down, pivot without losing my balance.
And their progress is right there on their waists.
Some of our original participants have now moved up through the second level to orange belt and will soon be testing for their green belts.
Each stance a way for people with Parkinson's to feel like they're taking back control.
Don't give up. You are capable of much more than you think you are.
Fonseca says karate is less about fighting another person and more about never letting anything defeat you. Well, next week, Houchin Community Blood Bank is asking Kern County to roll up its sleeves. The 13th annual community-wide blood drive kicks off next week right outside our studios here in downtown Bakersfield. All month long, if you donate, you'll be entered into a drawing to win a $2,000 Disney vacation plus weekly cash prize giveaways. The blood drive kicks off this Tuesday right next to our studios at 21st and L Streets. It's not our normal drive location, but right next to our studios across from the Weil Institute. Houchin will have its mobile blood bank out there from 5 a.m. to 6 p.m. There will be Carl's Jr. breakfast burritos, Jersey Mike's sandwiches, and La Rosa bars to help refuel those who donate, plus giveaways. We hope to see you down here next Tuesday. We're back now on your 17 Business Watch. Ford is committed to reducing its carbon footprint by recycling plastic water bottles and others. The automaker uses an average of 300 recycled plastic bottles per vehicle. That's more than 1 billion plastic bottles per per year. The plastic is shredded and sold to suppliers that convert it into fiber used to make sheets of plastic. Ford then uses the plastic for the underbody covers of all Ford cars and SUVs and in the wheel liners of F-Series trucks. The company says recycled plastic is ideal for automotive parts because of its light weight, which also helps to improve aerodynamics and fuel efficiency. Amazon's Alexa-enabled devices will now allow consumers to delete their voice recordings with a simple command. Simply say, "Alexa, delete everything I said today." And Alexa will erase any conversations recorded between midnight and the minute you say the command. Currently, you must open the Alexa app on your phone to delete your voice history. However, you still must opt into the feature and switch on Enable Deletion by Voice. Amazon says it will add another voice command in the coming weeks. Alexa, delete what I just said. CBD products are seemingly everywhere these days, from coffee to candy. A key hearing is being held in Washington today that could go a long way in determining whether we start seeing even more CBD in drinks, food, and supplements. But laws from state to state are like the Wild West, making it difficult to be 100% sure where you can have it, where you can't, and what you put in it. Today, the FDA wades into the fray with its first public hearing on this booming industry. NBC's Joe Fryer has more.
It has been called a magic elixir.
For your headache, it's like taking a big chill pill.
CBD, the popular compound derived from cannabis. Sellers and users alike claim it can treat everything from arthritis to insomnia.
The CBD worked and it was an absolute miracle. Seriously.
And business is booming. CBD is on track to become a $22 billion industry by 2022.
We are seeing, I would say, at least 25% growth from month to month. Obviously, that is insane compared to a lot of other markets.
It has been added to just about everything: makeup, coffee, pet treats, and possibly even ice cream. Ben & Jerry's says it can't wait to add the compound to some of its pints soon. The catch? The FDA prohibits companies from adding CBD to food, beverages, and dietary supplements. Today's hearing is a chance for regulators to hear from more than 100 CBD manufacturers, farmers, and researchers directly, looking for answers to pressing questions. One top FDA official tweeting, "What happens if you eat food with CBD in it, use CBD-infused skin cream, and use other CBD-based products on the same day? What if you use these products daily for a week or a month or longer? What if someone taking CBD is also taking medications?" Adding, "Thus far the data appear insufficient." Doctors also say the jury's out.
Just buyer beware, wait. No going into it that there is no evidence for it, but if you're going to walk out feeling better, I'm not going to say that's a terrible thing. But again, as a scientist and as a society, let's get the real evidence.
Adding to the confusion, Congress legalized certain forms of CBD in December, but laws still vary widely from state to state. Earlier this month, this great-grandmother was arrested on a family vacation at Disney World.
I'm going to have to put cuffs on you.
She was using CBD oil to help with her arthritis.
They made me take pictures, put on a jumpsuit, take my clothes off.
And this weekend, the TSA changed its policies to allow travelers to carry certain hemp-derived forms of CBD oil. Just the latest change, while CBD's future elsewhere remains up in the air.
The Oscars of Bakersfield are back. We're talking about the annual Beautiful Bakersfield Awards. Take a look. The annual gala is happening tomorrow night. It recognizes the efforts made by people, businesses, and nonprofits to improve the quality of life here in our community. The event starts at 6 o'clock tomorrow night at the Rabobank Convention Center. 17th Amber Frias will be on the red carpet and will join us live from there tomorrow night on 17 News at 5. I had the honor of emceeing the event with 17's Tammy Milchuk, and you can watch a live stream of the entire gala on our website, kget.com, as well as our KGET Facebook page starting at 7.